what next? How far so far with the students, especially the students in Ukraine who are caught within the thick right now? Two of them join us this morning. Koshedo David is a student at Danilo Kalitsky and Lviv National Medical University, as well as Feintola Oluwadamilola, who is a Nigerian student at Sumi State University in Ukraine. Thank you so much for joining us, you both. Truly appreciate the time that you've taken to join us, gentlemen. Let me begin with you, David. From what you know, how far so far? I mean, from what's been your experience since all of this began, how far so far?
My experience, I haven't experienced so much, but the little I have, so last week, Friday, we decided to go to the border, and the taxi we ordered could not go far because taxis are needed all over Lviv at the moment. So the taxi dropped us almost 25 kilometers from the border, and we started walking. And as we got to the border, the soldiers there were like, okay, we could not go on foot. And because we heard that, okay, people were able to go on foot through the border, but the soldiers said we could not go on foot, that we have to use a vehicle. And at that moment, we could not order any vehicle because it's not as if we didn't have internet, but vehicles could not reach that particular location. So unfortunately for us, there was a bus that was free. And we're almost 40 of us from the school from Lviv, from my school, that came together. Okay, let's move together as one. But the bus came and the soldiers were like, okay, only women and children. And so what was going to happen to the men? And they were like, we should wait. And it got to a point that we have someone that was speaking, and it's like the soldiers didn't care. They were just, okay, women and children. And I understand that fact, but it was like, what should we do? That we came here because we are told that we could make it through, but he didn't give so much thought. So he said women and children, and the women, all of them, they entered. The students entered, and they were going, but they said they didn't allow them to go through. I don't know, maybe they said they didn't have the tourist visa, so all had to come back to the border, and it was stressful because it was a whole day's thing, and we could not get taxis early. I won't lie to you, we didn't get any taxi. It was some kind people that were like, okay, so we had to go back to Lviv because that was our best bet, because it was getting dark, it was getting colder, and we could not stay at the border because we won't be let through. So we had to all come back and go back to Lviv. I had some friends that by 8 p.m. in the evening, I know they got back home because taxis could not reach there, and we kept walking for hours on hours. People's legs were cramping. It was serious. So that's my experience so far, and it's not been easy because we are looking for so many things, so many. We are getting information from so many places, and we are not sure. And I have a particular friend that he said that okay, he's trying to go through this border, and he has been there for. My roommate actually, he has been there. He was there since Friday. He went through another border. He was there waiting on the line. He could not make it, so he came back on Sunday. And when he came back, he looked dejected. And for 2 days, he was out and he had not made it. But he said he tried again. I have not yet spoken to him, but that's it. It's not easy but some people are making it through. But my experience, it was very hard for all of us that went that day. And so we're trying to look for other options today to try and...
Are you saying, David, that you went back the 25 kilometers that you came the first time?
Yes, that's what I'm saying, sir. So we walked there and we had to come back. And as I said, so it's obviously we have taxi apps, but the taxi apps could not pinpoint our current location. So it's taxis could not come there. So we're basically stranded. So it's we kept checking for taxis, but taxis could not come to our current location. So it's we just had to walk in hope that someone going back to Lviv is going to okay, these guys are walking back. And so that's how actually all of us got back to Lviv, because there's some guys that were very kind enough that were okay, how many of you guys? So So we're like almost like 40. So it's like we had to like do it in batches. Okay, you enter this taxi, you enter this taxi, you enter this taxi before all of us made. And that same day, like some of my friends, like it's like 8, 9 p.m. before they go back to the hostel. But yeah, that's how it was.
Let me ask Feintola the same question. Is that your experience as well?
Um, no, my experience is different, and I said I'm a medical student at Sumi State University. And really, we get a lot of messages, a lot of people that sends us, oh, if you are from Poland border, this is how you go. If you are from Romanian border, if you are from Hungarian border. But the problem for us is we are not in any of these spaces. Like, it's really too much information that are not helpful to us right now. It's really getting us very agitated. Because right now in Sumi, the situation is you can't travel. Like, it's so bad. People try, they get taxis, they get buses, they are trying to find ways, but you can't leave Sumi. First of all, the official transport systems are not working. You can't use trains to leave the city. You can't use buses to leave the city. And okay, so people try to use private cars, but they were sent back. Some of them were sent back. Some of them, they got to this place where the bridge was destroyed. There was this bridge connecting a major intersection within Sumi. So you can't travel, you can't leave. So basically, our voices, our agitation is the fact that we can't leave. We need to be able to leave Sumi. And it's been so difficult.
Well, when you say you can't leave Sumi, the question that is rummaging my head right now is why? Maybe I should ask first of all, is it how dangerous, how risky, or how tense is it in Sumi?
Well, I believe it's because of the fact that it's dangerous. Because I don't know why public transportations are not working. I mean, all trains from Sumi, all trains to Sumi are closed. You can't. I heard information, or from what they told us, they were saying something like the Russians have control of the train tracks and the rail station, so we can't travel. And with the roads, as I said earlier on, some of the roads are destroyed. I mean, like bridges connecting Sumi to outlets outside. There's a nearest city to Sumi called Poltava. Some people tried to go to those places, but on their way, they had to come back because the roads have been destroyed. Others that were not destroyed, they said there are a lot of Russian checkpoints on the road. So at every single moment, the more they keep trying, the more they told them to go back. So it's, I think I would like to say it's a situation whereby we are encroached in this area because of the dangerous situation surrounding. And I think it's reasonable because Sumi is very close to Russian border. So we can't travel as at now. We've not been able to find a way.
If you would hazard a guess, Feintola, what's the population of Nigerian students that's concerned in Sumi?
I'm sure about 400 or more.
400 Nigerian students, and no communication whatsoever that you have found useful?
We've been talking. I myself, I have been in talks with the president, with the ambassador of Nigeria to Ukraine, ambassador of Nigeria to Russia, actually, and they've brought up some ideas. Okay, for example, the ambassador of Russia was saying, asking people to fill a form, sending a transport system that will take us, since we are closer to the Russian border, we'll go to cities that are close, cities in Russia that are close to Ukrainian border, and from there they will take us out. So far, so good. I know on that list there are about 236 students that are registered on it, and they are trying to live through Russia. And also another thing they are working on is working with our university to provide maybe public transport systems to live, that's in Ukraine, maybe to live through other routes or other routes. But the university advised that we should stay put. And I don't know, they can't organize a transport system for us right now.
Well, I'm happy to hear that at least you're in touch with the Nigerian ambassador to Russia, and that you're also exploring the possibility of living through Russia. Because I was just about to ask you if Sumi is closer to the Russian border, if you couldn't go through there since you carry a Nigerian passport and the aggression is not targeted at Nigerians, and that has provided some insight. But can you give us what the situation is like right now in Sumi? Are you able to get food, water? Obviously, you have internet. That's why we're able to talk to you. But what is the situation like right now?
Well, the situation is not one that really puts you in a calming position, because the city, every single time we keep hearing news upon news. So, for example, there is Ukrainian civilians everywhere. In fact, that's a major concern now. Or for me, that's my major concern. There are a lot of Ukrainian civilians that have received ammunition. They have guns. They are basically manning their city. They are basically protecting their city. And they are everywhere, every time, ready to attack the oppressor or the enemy. It means, or it shows the rate at which this city is really under bombardment. And every single time we have to go to underground bunkers, almost every hour. In the hostels, they give this instruction, okay, go, come, then we come back, and it's really, it's not satisfying, I would say. As at now, we are still able to eat. Some of us stock up immediately the situation started, and we got some, food stuffs and some snacks to keep for ourselves that could last us for a good number of time. Also, there has been provision from the university in terms of foodstuffs to other people that are lacking or they need food. All in all, the Nigerian community, we are trying to also look out for ourselves. People help people buy food for a friend, buy something, and we're trying to just work on a lot of different ways to make sure that everybody gets to eat and no one is hungry. So as at now, hunger is not a major problem.
Okay. Are you also, planning to stay together so that at least you can be a recognizable community? It's a good thing that, there is that looking out for one another there. But is it also possible for you people to be as close as possible together so that, if rescue, for instance, comes by way of transport to the border, at least it will not be too difficult to get everybody at once?
We're trying to do that as much as possible, but people live in dormitories. Some people even don't stay in hostels. Some stay in apartments outside where they have to be in different locations. Of course, the school asks if anyone needs to come to the hostel, they need to. But in the long run or in the full phase, the school is looking at the whole international student community. So they told me that we can't get a facility for, maybe Nigerian students alone, day students alone. Basically, all international students are together in different places. So we are really trying to find, but they said nothing can be done for that. So some people are just in hostels and they are together with Ghanaian students, Tanzanian students, Indians. There's like a whole lot of people that are actually in different places right now.
Okay, so what precisely are we waiting for now? What's the communication right now with the ambassador of Nigeria to Russia? Are you just waiting for that bus? If you're able to get a bus, will you be able to move? Or are there any alternatives? Can you walk, for instance? Is it possible to walk to the border?
Okay, so in terms of transportation and movement, it's not been decided upon yet, because as the Russian embassy told me, it's like they have to request for a permission, as there has to be an approval given from the embassy, which right now it's still in the discussion stage. So there is no sure, okay, it's gone through, it has not gone through. We don't really know, like, okay, what has happened. Maybe as at today, something has changed. And also, even if the Russian government should grant the permission for people to move through, the Ukrainian side too has to agree. So it's like two permission coming from two places. It's like two different discussions from two different sides. So the Ukrainian government has to give their permission so that we can go at least get from here to the border. So the border, or the closest border, it's about 2 hours. That's by car. And the one that they are looking to, it's about, let's say, 5 hours. Yeah, the closest one. So it's some people, I guess some people can try to walk, but I don't think it's really feasible, and we have to use like transportation system. So transportation system has to be provided from Ukraine to get to the border from where they will take us in. So that's the situation right now. I don't know if it has been approved.
Can you tell me how you're feeling? Are you in a constant state of anxiety, or are you calm? Are you able to sleep? What is it like with you?
Well, I guess it's a mixture of both. So people get agitated, there's anxiety, of course, because of the fact that we don't know what will happen. We don't know what might happen. We definitely, sometimes it feels like, okay, we don't have a choice, because, you try so hard, but all roads are blocked, everything, and we just keep hoping and keep praying for a way, because the feeling of being trapped or being stuck in a state is really, really not a good one. But I guess we still try and find time to sleep. But there's agitation due to the fact that we have to always, go to bunkers, come back up. You have curfew times, which they keep reducing. First of all, it was 6 p.m., then 5 p.m., now it's 4 p.m. So you quickly have to go outside if you want to buy something, and make sure you come back before 4. So it's all an indication to probably, more reason to worry. Of course, we are trying our best to stay calm and stay put. And we are following instructions and trying to do the best we can, trying to make the best out of the situation. But we just don't know how long. We don't know what will happen.
Well, we ask you not to lose faith and, just keep holding on. I believe that somehow you'll be able to find a way through. But let me ask you, Koshoedo, this one is to Koshoedo, David. I'm wondering, you say you walked to Lviv and you had to walk back because they refused to let you through the border. Has there been any further communication on how you should proceed? I mean, I can only imagine walking through very cold temperatures, maybe around 2 degrees. What is the temperature right now in Ukraine? I mean, Lviv, where you are?
It's cold, yes. Like day before yesterday and part of yesterday, it actually snowed. And thinking about the people that were outside, because people outside in the snow, they don't have the warmth, even though you have like your jacket and stuff like that. With the cold, people end up having like hypothermia, and that's what we're thinking about. It's cold, but it's not warm, but it's actually cold. And yes, about the walk, about the other means. Yes, we are hearing some people. I have a friend, I called him yesterday. Said he's made it through to Poland, but he said he was there since like 10 a.m. That was yesterday. But he didn't get attended to like 6 p.m. Because they got there early and they were telling them to wait. And well, thank God they were able to make it through. But we're hearing so many people are going through different borders, because the people in Lviv are safest, not the safest, but the easiest way is to go through Poland. And everyone is coming from different cities. If you go to the train station now, it's a whole mess because everyone is coming in. Everyone is trying to come in from others. I have friends from Kyiv, friends from Tenop. Everyone is coming in, and they're trying to leave through Lviv because Lviv is so far the safest city. Everyone is trying to leave through Lviv to Poland. That's it. Poland is the easiest way, but we've had people go through Slovakia, through Hungary, through Romania. But that's it. That's what I have to say. Thank you.
There have been talks of discrimination. I mean, we have read accounts of discrimination. Sometimes you are able to get to the border, and then as a result of your skin color, some people have had to, document their experiences. As a result, they have received help, not only from Nigerians around, or even people who share the same skin color with them, but from other embassies as well. Have you heard such stories, and was that your experience as well?
Yes, I've heard some stories. I've even seen some videos of one girl trying to make it through to the train because the train is free to Poland. Because everyone is actually trying to make it through. Everyone is trying to make it through. Both Nigerians, both the Ukrainians, every single person is trying to make it through. Every single person is trying to make it through. So yes, I've heard those. I've seen some videos that like the soldiers are beating not only like the Nigerians but the Indians too, and I don't know why that is because everyone is trying to escape. You can think of the fact that maybe they are.
But that hasn't been your experience, has it?
My experience is that they didn't just allow the male students at that point to come in. They just said women and children. They didn't allow the males to enter. That's all I've received. But I haven't received, like, in terms of the races, I haven't. But they just said no male person can come through at that moment.
Did they say you could try again? Do you intend to try again?
Yes, I do intend to try again. And I'm actually trying today to move today. But my prayer is that because I'm going with a group of girls. Actually, I'm actually the only guy going with a group of girls, and my prayer is once I get there, they're not going to be like, oh, women only, because we are all everyone is trying to leave, and they can't just say, oh, women should go and the men should not go. But that's it, ma.
Well, I do hope that your journey this time around will be successful. But how has communication been with your family back here in Nigeria? I'm sure that, they must be just as anxious as you are.
Yeah, since I'm communicating with you, so the internet has actually been very stable. Thank God for that. So we've been able to communicate and we've been able to see how maybe when I get to this particular place where I'm going to move for him. But communications have been very straightforward. I have no problem with communication with anyone. It's just that, as you said, everyone is being like being scared. Like, oh, you have to leave, you have to come back home. Everyone is being scared. I've received messages from people I haven't spoken to in a couple of years now because everyone is really scared about the situation here. Even though Lviv is the safest, who knows that if this gets out of hand, like they could come here because everyone is coming here. Like there are a lot of people now. I've had to accommodate people coming from Kyiv, coming from other cities because Lviv it's booked up. Like there's no space anywhere. I've seen people drive a couple of hours from Kyiv, pregnant women, children come and they're like, oh, they need space. I've hosted a lot of people within this couple of days that I was back from the border. Show how like serious it is, but yes, that's it. But I've been able to make communication. Communication has been perfect so far.
How do you get information from the authorities, whether in Nigeria or in Ukraine or in Russia, according to Fentola? How do you get information? I understand that the websites of, are you able to get any information from the Foreign Affairs website of Nigeria?
Okay. Thank you. I actually don't use websites or any form that way. I'm the president of the Nigerian Student Union in Sumi, so I do have direct contact of the ambassadors. So an ambassador links me. I mean, I'm on a lot of people's timeline. I'm on a lot of people's phones, a lot of parents. My phone number is everywhere, so I do get information from different people. A lot of people have reached out, Nigerians in diaspora, past people that studied here. So basically, it's just kind of people just kind of reach out to me, and I tell them everything that they need to know.
Okay, but for those who may be unable to reach you and those who may not have your number, uh, how do they get information as well?
Well, I kind of am the messenger. So if it's students related, as the president, I give them all the information that is given by the embassy, even by the university. Okay, if there's a page or there's a press release, we share it to the people. If there's anything that they need the website to check, we share the websites to the people. And same thing, I believe it's the same thing that is going on in Nigeria too. They can always reach the embassy. Their sites are open, and the numbers is of the ambassador of consular officers are basically there to reach out to.
So, how about the Foreign Affairs, Nigeria's Foreign Affairs website, foreignaffairs.gov.ng? Are you able to use it? Is anyone able to use it?
So far, right now, no. Basically, I haven't tried to. So, but I don't think I've had any one-on-one conversation with them. I believe I think to route my request and my thoughts through the embassy here.
All right, David, is that your experience as well? Are you able to use any website that is useful to you, maybe like the foreignaffairs.gov.ng, which is that of the federal government, or anyone else? How do you get information?
As you said, no. As he said, I haven't like the Foreign Affairs website. No, I haven't like used that. So we have as you said, we have like an NSU president. So he's the one that lets us know the information. And I get the information I get is from people, like that, a lot of people. And I just ask, okay, I have someone that, okay, is this true? Is this not true? But in terms of the website, no. Actually, this is like the first time I'm hearing about it. So, no.
Are you aware of some numbers that people circulate all over the place, that if you want to use this border, use this Romania border, use this Poland border, and all of that? Did you get any of those numbers?
Oh yes, quite a lot of numbers.
Are they useful?
Like we are going through here. Well, I don't know. I haven't like used them because it's like if you are crossing this border, you call this number, but I haven't crossed yet, so I can't say. And I haven't heard anyone that maybe they have used it, but I don't know anything. But me personally, I haven't.
Oh well, let me ask Mr. President then, Feintola, are those numbers that people circulate from time to time, have they been useful?
Yes, actually, a lot of people have reached out. We have there are a lot of groups created for these things. We have like groups, we have Instagram pages, we have social media accounts that people just tell you to reach out to. And so far, for example, in terms of finance, I know there are some people that are actually actively financing for students feeding here in Sumi. So you just ask, you write, there's a form to fill, there's an application for it. And when you do that, they reply you and they help you as much as possible. And apart from that, there are a whole lot of people from different places trying to come in and help. So I think so far so good. The numbers and the people are working out.
All right, just a quick one with you, Feintola. Are there others who are not students who are also caught in this trap, so to speak? Are you aware of such?
I don't think I know much. Maybe one person or two. Basically, there are different. There are students, and apart from that, there are clinical ordinators. That's what they call them here. But I think the best word we can use for it is people that are specializing. So we have specialization students too that probably finished 2, 3 a year ago, and they are still here. So they are not studying medicine, but they are interns. So they are trying to. So they are also with us here. And as for others, I think just only one person that I know that is not a student. And even at that, the person is trying to do a master's, PhD or something. So in a way, everyone here is studying something.
Okay. You know as well as I do, Feintola, that parents are worried. Is there any word of assurance or comfort that you can send to them now as they are watching and listening to you?
Oh, well, what I would say is keep hope alive. Yeah, I know, I really, really know it's hard and difficult to keep calm. In fact, the parent told me yesterday that we may be sleeping, but they are not sleeping because they are very worried by the things they are hearing on the news and the things they are seeing. I would say that you should just believe in God. And that's the best form of help that we need from parents now, are prayers. And you should not be worried. Your child will come home safely. The assurance is the fact that there are a whole lot of people coming together to help your children. Really, really a whole lot of people. And even I'm going to use this medium to send out a request to the top level people, anyone that can at this stage come in and intervene. I'm talking basically in terms of United Nations. I'm talking basically in terms of world organizations that can step in, because this is a situation that is international, and there are a lot of international students. So all of us need help. And I believe in a way, if it gets to these people there, they can really come and help students here. So it's not something that maybe only this embassy or this government or this person can do. We really need the help of top people. So I believe with the help of these people working together with the university, working together with foreign governments from different places, there is the assurance that we will get out of here safely.
All right,
So
let me ask David the same question. If you want to send a word out to your parents or other parents, even though we know that you also need some assurance yourself. Of course, we understand that government says by Wednesday, that's tomorrow, airlifting should begin. But what word of assurance would you want to send to parents watching and listening to you right
now? Thank you. So all parents, just know your children are going to come back home safe and sound. And one, thank you. So thank you for your prayers. We need more of that. It's not been easy, but we are getting there, and we are all going to come back safe and sound. And as Feintola said, we need help from not just local sources, but from like international, all over the world. But parents, just remain calm, and we'll all be back. Thank you.
Well, thank you, gentlemen, for your time. Just to inform you that nidcom.gov.ng has some information I'm looking at right now, vital information for Nigerians in Ukraine. You might find that useful. Nidcom, that's Nigerians in Diaspora Commission. You might be able to find that website useful for yourselves. Feintola Oluwadamilola, Nigerian student, and at Sumi State University, Ukraine. So you are Mr. President, as well as Kashedo David, who is a student in Lviv, Ukraine. Thank you, gentlemen, for being a part of our conversation this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.